Naranik, Zita, Wominjika, Warranjeri Balik, Yemen, Kandibik. Welcome to the land of the Warranjeri people. Pay my respects to all the old ancestors and our elders today. Our elders were our teachers, our law men and women, medicine men and women, astronomers. They passed on all their knowledge over thousands of years. I acknowledge all people right across the country on their traditional lands. I acknowledge my grandfather, Alexander Briggs, of the Yarra Yarra clan of the Wurundjeri tribe. We are on sacred land of our ancestors, and we are the holders now of their knowledge. The Birrarung River runs many miles into the city of Melbourne. It's a sacred river, and our people have used that river over many centuries for gatherings, for ceremony, for fishing and so forth. We have the oldest living culture on earth, and we have a spiritual connection to the land, the waters, the moon, the sun and the stars. When visitors come onto our country, we hold sacred smoking ceremonies. That is to cleanse the area of bad energy and spirits. The fire is carefully prepared and the smoke is ready. We ask visitors to take part in walking through before they enter onto country. All our stories are all around us, and we are privileged people today to hold all that knowledge.
Hi, I'm Helena Fern, Director of Commercialisation Strategy, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to our 2022 Monash Generator Showcase. From the ground up is our theme this year, a term that captures the rich and fertile soil at a university for entrepreneurial ideas to burst into the world. And the generator exists to create the right environment for ideas to grow. 2022 marks our 6th Accelerator program, where we have supported 58 startups to make their mark on the world. Startups like Mindset Health, who are helping people with chronic illnesses discover alternatives to drugs to help reduce discomfort through hypnotherapy. Or Additive Assurance, shortlisted this year for the AFR Research Commercialisation Award, whose novel technology drastically improves quality in additive manufacturing. And let's not forget the growing number of products we are seeing enjoyed by many Australians, such as delicious pickles, Doko cookie dough, and Merry People boots. We thrive on supporting the many ideas that emerge at Monash, and over the past 6 years have seen our community grow, with alumni of our program kicking goals in running startups and social enterprises, working in the startup ecosystem, and contributing to shaping innovative industries. Tonight, you are going to see 11 incredible startups pitch from our 2022 Accelerator program, as well as hear from the Generator team about how our programs support an entrepreneurial community at Monash. Entrepreneurship is a tough gig. The grit and determination required to get ideas off the ground and to create meaningful impact is no small task. We invite you to celebrate in the achievements of these 11 startups and to reflect on how you can support their journey from this day forward. We hope you enjoy these pitches as much as we have loved working with these teams over the past 3 months.
I'm sure you've all been sick before, and you've all had a doctor take your medical history. History taking is a really important skill to help diagnose and treat patients. And in fact, it's so important that today's medical students learn to take histories as soon as they start medical school. Medical students typically learn to take histories in the same way that you would practice for a simple job interview, with a friend or a colleague role-playing as the interviewer. But this traditional approach to practicing history taking has two main problems. The first problem is that it's time-consuming for medical students to find friends and family to practice with. And it's often the case that students spend more time finding people instead of actually practicing the skill. And once you do find someone to practice with, the second problem is that the experience is just not realistic, as they may not respond and react in the same way that a patient would. My name is Sahil, and being a third-year medical student that has personally experienced these problems, I set out to build my own solution so that I could practice taking a history whenever and wherever I wanted. That solution is 3D virtual patients. It's kind of like talking to Siri, but instead she's now a sick patient, and you can ask her a series of medical questions about her health. With a solution like this, students can practice with a 3D virtual patient and gain quantifiable feedback through checklists, saving them valuable time and giving them insights into how they can improve their history-taking skills. Since launching my beta last month, we've had over 100 virtual patient histories taken on our platform. And this amount of extra practice may never have been achieved had this platform not been created in the first place. And it's not just medical students that learn to take histories, as students in other health courses are also required to take histories from patients, such as physiotherapy, paramedicine, and nursing, making this the perfect opportunity to collaborate with Australian health schools and build virtual patients for their curriculum. And once we capture the Australian market, we can tap into the international market, training millions of health professionals to take high-quality histories from patients. We first plan on targeting the healthcare sector, but our long-term vision is to create a multi-industry platform, teaching future police officers how to interrogate criminals, lawyers on how to handle depositions, or even helping you land that job you've always wanted by practicing with a 3D digital interviewer. The possibilities are endless, and if you or someone you know is involved in the health tech space, I would love to connect with you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Elaine, co-founder of Escalate, a national award-winning platform that supports health organizations escalate problems and collate solutions. Our recent pandemic highlighted how our health system is broken. Frontline staff feel burnt out and unheard, with 1 in 4 nurses planning to quit within the next 2 to 5 years. And it costs our health system an average of $50,000 just to replace 1 nurse. To make matters worse, an average hospital senior manager looks after more than 600 frontline staff. This makes it impossible to understand the small issues that can lead to big problems. Currently, hospitals only email or conduct annual surveys, failing to close the loop on problems. I've personally experienced this problem because I work in the system. People leave because we're tired of not seeing things change. That's why we've created Escalate. Our platform allows organizations to solve problems at scale, improving staff experience and saving money through staff retention. And here's how it works. Employees submit problems to the platform, no matter how big or small. Next, employees scroll through other problems and upvote them. They can also share potential solutions to those problems. This crowdsourced approach to solving problems means that hospital management can review, respond, and take action on things that frontline workers care about the most. We have built and piloted this at a 300-person department at Alfred Health, one of Australia's biggest hospitals. More than 80% of our users believe our platform can engage staff and help hospitals to innovate. Our team at Escalate is made up of my co-founder Aditya, who has extensive technical experience, and I'm a digital health pharmacist who has unique experience in deploying digital solutions in healthcare. We make money through a B2B tiered pricing model. Australian hospitals in total are spending $512 million each year on digital solutions, With nearly 700 hospitals in Australia, we aim to reach 10 hospitals in our first year, securing $1 million in annual recurrent revenue by 2024. We're currently in our second pilot of our new product, launching our platform in December 2022, with plans to expand to new healthcare organizations early next year. We're starting in healthcare because it's a sector we understand, but this is not the only industry with these problems. Retail, education, and large hospitality chains face a disconnect between decision makers and frontline staff. We see the potential of Escalate to move beyond healthcare, and we would love your help connecting with any senior manager of a large organization who shares our vision in retaining staff through improving the employee experience. Join us to escalate problems and collate solutions. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Jimmy from Clartix. We help educators to provide formative assessment at scale using AI and learning analytics. As a team of academics and educators, we all have seen how students who did not fully understand a core learning concept in week 1 start falling behind and eventually fail the unit. In fact, 1 in every 3 Australian tertiary students has failed at least 1 unit during their study, and more than 1 in 5 first-year students drop out of their degree. This will not only put financial burdens on students, but could also cost the government around $10 billion in unpaid help loans. The solution already exists in the decades of educational research, using formative assessment to identify where students are struggling. But why hasn't it been widely adopted in tertiary education? Well, there are 2 major barriers: the high setup cost to create suitable questions and feedback, and the admin time required to analyze the results. At Clartix, we take down this barrier with the power of AI and learning analytics, allowing educators to automatically generate formative assessment from existing lecture slides with a click of a button. Clartix also intelligently select the most suitable question from a bank of well-designed questions for students to self-evaluate their knowledge. These data provides immediate insights on students' knowledge gap, so educators can focus on helping the at-risk students, while Clartix provide personalized study resource to everyone. Our AI tutor also provides immediate support to students 24/7, maximizing learning support and saving educators countless hours. With these innovative functions, we overcome the problems with existing solutions and benefiting both educators and students. Our business model adopts a bottoms-up approach by first providing our solution directly to students and educators. With a growing user base, we'll start approach institutions. We are a team of postdoc and PhD students specializing in educational technologies. We are at the forefront of educational innovation with the right knowledge, skill set, and network. We have ongoing collaboration with global leaders in edtech and experts in formative assessment. Clartix is currently being used by more than 400 students with an 800% expected growth for the next semester. We would love to connect with investors who are interested in our pre-seed round and educators who would like to use Clartix to support their teaching. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alistair Hick, Chief Commercialisation Officer at Monash. Over the past year, we've been continuing our journey to shape Monash as a highly entrepreneurial university, one that translates our research into commercial and societal impact and helps our talented researchers, students and alumni become active members of the rapidly growing startup ecosystem in Australia. Over the past year, Monash has been hitting the headlines in all sorts of ways, from the $100 million US launch of drug discovery company Septerna through to Electrolith, who are pioneering novel ways to extract lithium for the energy transition, all alongside significant ranking achievements, such as becoming a global top 50 university and being ranked the #1 pharmacy and pharmaceutical sciences school globally. This is no overnight success. We've been actively shaping our innovation ecosystem for the last 15 years, including launching the Generator 6 years ago to activate and educate founders to start and scale both startups and spin-outs. And we are seeing the fruits of this hard work pay back to Monash. Our programme alumni actively participate as mentors, advisors and entrepreneurs in residence to our emerging talent. People like Nikita Fernandez from our 2018 Accelerator program, who is now an entrepreneur in residence for our 2022 cohort.
It's been such a fulfilling journey to be a part of this year's Monash University Accelerator cohort. Back in 2018, when I was starting my journey, I know how invaluable it was to have the support of people who had walked the path before me and had the exact expertise that I needed at the times that I needed them. Being able to contribute in the same way to this year's cohort and see them start their journeys is such a full circle experience, and I'm so excited to see where their futures take them.
Our roadmap will see us support more Monash founders through access to tailored programs, funding, new facilities and strong connections to our global network of alumni. We can't wait to take this journey with you as part of our community, and tonight is a taste of more to come from Monash. Please join with me in welcoming the next group of startups to pitch for you tonight.
My name is Corey, and with my co-founder Arn, we're the team behind Shop From Social. Shop From Social allows you to buy what you see on social media. You might be wondering why a couple of guys are interested in fashion, and why do we care about unlocking e-commerce? Personally, I'm not the most fashionable guy, so I rely on others to give me inspiration. Recently, when I was scrolling through Instagram, I came across this great coat a creator was wearing. I searched everywhere for this particular coat, throwing it in Pinterest, Google, and every e-commerce site I could think of, and eventually when I found it, I got hit with the price. Close to $7,000 for this coat, and it wasn't even available in Australia. This process sucked, and we know that our users face similar frustrations. Whether it's shoes, a summer dress, or a great pair of pants, we knew there had to be a better way to shop what you see. Shop From Social allows users to see, tag, and buy. So let's run through how this process works. When you're scrolling through Instagram and you see that must-have item that you want to buy, it's as simple as tagging our account underneath the post. Within a minute, our image recognition will find the closest product matches from our database of over 100,000 items. When we get these results back, we'll send you a link into your DMs, and from this link, you can find countless items to shop from the one simple checkout, allowing you to buy from the brands you love and at a price point that suits you. We make money by taking a commission from the brand at no extra cost to customers. In Australia, fashion e-commerce is an $11 billion market, and we want to be at the forefront of this rapidly growing space. I'm sure you're aware of any number of online stores and shoppable content. Our point of difference is that we're focused on all the moments that you're not within a shop. We're there for the moments that you get inspired. This means centralizing content and commerce. We're best placed to solve this issue, having been part of some great tech teams solving big problems. We're taking this experience and channeling it into e-commerce. Since our pilot launch last week, we've tested with 100 users, several of them purchasing directly through us. Our goal for the near future is to rapidly grow this community to 1,000 users and achieve true product market fit. The one thing I ask of you today is to open up your phone, find something you want, tag, Shop From Social, then buy. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Eugenia, co-founder of Inspiring Chats. Inspiring Chats empowers meaningful connections at scale within large communities and organizations. What is the key to living longer and happier? Is it money, fame, being your own boss? It's actually quality relationships, and this is backed by the Harvard Happiness Study, the world's longest study on adult life. No wonder connection and belonging is the #1 reason for joining communities, from hobby and interest groups to founder communities like what we have at the Generator. We have seen the rise of online communities during and post-COVID. As a result, the community software market is growing over 15% year on year, and it's expected to reach over $2 billion in the next 10 years. But most of the community software we use right now, like Slack and Notion, fail to keep members engaged. People might start out active, but they quickly become overwhelmed with notifications and irrelevant information.
and eventually, they tune out and disengage. This is not just a challenge for community members. Member disengagement has remained the #1 frustration of community managers in the last 5 years. I'm a community manager myself, so I live and breathe the challenge. With my co-founder Renor, we built Inspiring Chats to activate, engage, and retain community members and increase the efficiencies in running communities. We give community members what they want the most: meaningful connections. Take the Generator community as an example. With a community platform powered by Inspiring Chats, you would simply start by creating a profile listing your background, interests, and connection preferences. Our algorithm will then match you regularly with someone suitable in the community, sending you both an email with a simple action to create a meeting. You can also actively reach out to other members on the platform through a simple search. Compared to existing solutions, our strength lies in relevant and personalized connections. From connecting with peers and mentors to finding co-founders and investors, we customize the platform to meet the matching scenario of every client. Our first paying customer is a large venture capital firm. They're using Inspiring Chats to enhance the learning and well-being of their portfolio company employees and save hours of the team's time doing manual introductions every week. With more than 300 users on the platform, we receive over 90% positive user feedback consistently. We operate under a B2B tier subscription model, and since we launched a year ago, we have achieved more than $25,000 of total revenue and over 10% month-on-month growth. Today, we're looking for warm introductions to organizations who are keen to unlock the people potential of their communities by partnering with Inspiring Chats. If you would like to support us, let's connect and have an inspiring chat afterwards. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Scott Ferraro, co-founder of Node. We convert the net zero ambition of businesses into action. The good news is that all of us now understand the need to address climate change and the tight timeframes we have to do this in. Commitment to action is increasing, with 70% of ASX 200 listed companies with a net zero target in place today, almost double the number from 2021. While the growth in businesses committing to net zero is incredible and exactly what we need, the bad news is that turning this commitment into the required action is where the hard work is. We know this because alongside my co-founder Rob Brimblecombe, we've lived it for the last 5 years as we've successfully worked to get Monash University on a pathway to achieve net zero by 2030. As Australia's largest university and a first mover on net zero action, we've had plenty of learnings, especially on how we do it better. We know for the majority of businesses, the solutions to achieve net zero exist today. What we learned is the problem is actually a decision-making one, knowing which solutions are right for your business, when to implement them, and how best they integrate together. This decision-making complexity both slows action down and makes it more expensive than it has to be, both outcomes that are not compatible with the climate challenge we face. From our experience at Monash, we know the complexity of these decisions increases over the net zero journey, with relatively simple no regrets decisions available as you begin, building up to more complex decisions as you work your way through to operating as a net zero business. So with these learnings, we've launched Node and are developing our net zero operating system, a cloud-based platform that grows with our customers as they progress along their net zero journey. For a business at the start of their net zero journey, readily available energy, asset and business data is used to firstly understand where they are at, to then help identify the first no regret actions they can take, and then to link them to the solutions and providers they can work with. As a business progresses on their journey, we help to get the required data into the platform to inform the next range of decisions needed by providing transparent tracking and reporting on progress, creating dynamic plans to understand what combination of solutions work best, facilitating aggregated purchasing to reduce costs, and automating operations to run off 100% renewable power. Using Monash's city-sized campuses as a testbed, we've piloted the net zero operating system with promising results. Monash have invested in Node as a spin-out company, and we've secured a range of paying customers and are working with others via grants to continue development of our net zero operating system over the next 12 months. We have a vision that by 2030 we'll be helping 1,000 large businesses to achieve net zero. It's a big vision, so we need your help. We're looking for introductions to key executives or practitioners within business who've committed to net zero and are looking to accelerate their journey. We'll be looking for further investment to help scale from the first customers we work with to the next 1,000 businesses who need our help. So if you're passionate about supporting us to help translate net zero ambition into action, we'd love to talk and then act. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amy Grieve, Programme Coordinator here at the Generator. It has been such a pleasure to support this year's Accelerator programme and see each of our 11 teams blossom over the last 10 weeks. This year, we have weaved together a mix of online and in-person learning across the programme, and it has been really exciting to bring the Accelerator to life with masterclasses and pitch practices in person here at the Generator's co-working space for the first time since the pandemic. While weekly masterclasses and pitch practices have been at the core of the Accelerator, our teams have also been supported by entrepreneurs in residence in weekly one-to-one sessions which have, in the words of one team, saved them from themselves as they navigate startup life. And our teams have also had the opportunity to connect with a large range of founders, including alumni of our previous Accelerator cohorts. Our founder dinners have been a real highlight of the programme, allowing our teams to hear the reality, weeds and all, of growing a successful startup. Our Accelerator programme this year has been led and facilitated by Libby Briggs, and I'm excited now to hand over to Libby, who can tell you a little bit more about what the teams have experienced over the last 10 weeks.
Hey, I'm Libby Briggs, and I have had the privilege of being the facilitator for the Accelerator program this year. I have watched these 11 teams engage, learn, and grow, and I'm excited to continue to watch them go from strength to strength after the program. The Generator's Accelerator program is designed not only to support great startups build and scale incredible ideas, but also to build a network of like-minded, supportive founders who can champion and connect with each other in the years to come. As well as a team buddy system at the beginning of the program, founders have been paired individually to leverage each other's skills and capabilities, and sometimes just also have a good old chit-chat about being an entrepreneur. Together, we've learned about the importance of food and mood from the team at Well, particularly given how much startup founders need to give on a daily basis. We have learned about founder resilience from an elite athlete, meditated and pitched at least 20 times over. Over 3 months, the founders have participated in 30 hours worth of workshops and masterclasses on topics from building a team, marketing, pricing, sales, cash flow, investment, and even the nitty-gritty of term sheets and data rooms. 15 hours of pitch practice, including deep dives with Generator alumni, investors, industry experts, and more. I have loved working with the teams over these past 3 months, and I can't wait to hear more from them. Good luck in your pitches, teams.
Hi, I'm Nick from Macando, a platform that lets you find and book NDIS participants for everyday tasks. Let's look at Sarah's story. She is a participant of the National Disability Insurance Scheme and has an intellectual disability. Sarah can work and wants to, but has struggled to find a job that gives her flexibility and control around her disability. Sarah is not alone with this problem. Only 23% of NDIS participants have been in a paid job for the last 2 years. Of people with disability that do work, 45.2% report some form of workplace discrimination. To avoid these employment problems and give herself more flexibility, Sarah decides to try be her own boss. She jumps on a gig platform like Airtasker or Highpages to offer her gardening services. The problem for people living with an intellectual disability like Sarah is these platforms can be confusing and don't provide an inclusive and safe experience, both in securing the work or doing the tasks. Instead, Sarah decides to jump on Macando, a platform designed for NDIS participants to help them gain more control and freedom over where they work. We help Sarah set up a profile page with her story and what types of services she offers. We give her a place for clients to book and pay for her services. We then send Sarah clients that are also NDIS participants who are able to pay for Sarah's services using their NDIS funding. Macando is different from other gig platforms because we've made it simple to get set up, inclusive, and a safer online experience for people living with disability. There are over 550,000 adults on the NDIS who regularly pay for services such as house cleaning, gardening, and maintenance. Macando's community provides a two-way relationship, helping connect NDIS participants offering services with those who need support. We have already been helping 6 participants to start their own business and are looking to rapidly scale both sides of the marketplace over the next 3 months. Our business model is to help provide Macando participants with guidance on services, pricing, and running a small business, and we take 20% commission for every successful task completed. Our team is well suited to solve this problem. Clara is the COO and has a background in helping people in the disability sector. I'm the CEO and CTO with a background in web development. While we are starting out by supporting the NDIS community, our vision is for a world where disability does not mean unemployment. We want every household in Australia to consider the benefits of hiring from Macando to create a fair and inclusive gig experience. We're looking for more participants to come on board, so if you know anyone looking to start their own business, please refer them to us. If you're interested in Macando, join our mailing list. Cheers.
Hi everyone, I'm Sapipi and I'm a junior doctor from St Vincent's Hospital. Me and a team of engineers are building Bolus and we hope to help doctors stay up to date with medical research. Last week there was a patient, let's call her Amy, who was diagnosed with a specific type of heart failure by Dr. Green. Of the available heart failure medications, Dr. Green started Amy on medication A as per clinical guidelines. To make treating decisions, Dr. Green combines her clinical wisdom and clinical practice guidelines. But the tricky thing is that these guidelines are only updated every few years. So in that interim, if Dr. Green wants to make decisions based off of the latest evidence, the onus is on her to stay up to date. This is a huge task, considering the fact that in the past week, she's worked 3 times the work hours of the average Australian. Her job is extremely stressful. She's preparing for qualifying exams on top of having a personal life. Every day, 10,000 new medical papers are released. In the 15 minutes it takes Dr. Green to read a single paper, another 100 have been released. In order for her to access these papers, she has to navigate through cluttered websites that look like this. So, with all that in mind, it's no surprise that Dr. Green belongs to the 45% of doctors that struggle to find the time to read a single medical paper in the average month. This is why we built Bolus. On Bolus, doctors receive a streamlined newsfeed of the newest papers from the journals that they subscribe to. Our algorithm even allows them to filter for papers that are the most clinically relevant. At Bolus, we're exploring the potential for artificial intelligence to distill the most crucial findings from each paper. So we can take an abstract that looks like this and auto-generate a plain English summary and a visual summary for each paper. In essence, we're aggregating the specific papers that doctors want to read and presenting them in their most readable form, all in the one platform. But what does this mean for patient outcomes? Remember Amy, our heart failure patient who was started on medication A? Dr. Green wasn't aware of a paper that had been released just that month that showed strong evidence that combining medication A and medication B could help patients like Amy live longer, healthier lives. Had she known, she could have made a more informed decision for Amy. Right now, for most doctors, staying routinely up to date with medical research is a near impossible task. We see a huge opportunity to reinvent this. We've launched the first iteration of Bolus within cardiology and psychiatry departments of St. Vincent's Hospital. Each week, we see the majority of our doctors read more than 90% of our articles. Again, my name is Sapibi, and here is the exceptional team behind Bolus. Lily is building the back end, Shelley is building the front end, and Dan is leading machine learning. We're building towards a future where patients receive the most up-to-date care from doctors equipped with the latest medical research. Right now, our focus is on getting Bolus into the hands of as many doctors as possible. If you or someone you know is interested, sign up for our beta now. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cam from Milkme, a waterless and more sustainable oat milk. So when I first started drinking alternative milks, like a lot of people, I thought I was doing the right thing for the environment. But I was really shocked to find that these milks aren't as environmentally friendly as you would think. For starters, they're up to 97% water, meaning that we're shipping water from Sweden, Canada and Japan, where many of the big brands are made. The other problem is that despite what the packaging says, these milk packs aren't easily recycled in Australia. Ask your local council what you should do with these packs, and they will probably tell you to put them in your waste bin for landfill. That's up to 250 million cartons going to Australian landfills every year. Alternative milks as a market is already big and only getting bigger. It's forecasted to grow at 9% over the next 5 years, growing landfill waste to 400 million cartons. Users with this problem tell us that they're making their own milks from scratch or buying them in recyclable bottles, but we know that these are imperfect solutions. Our solution is a just add water version of oat milk called Milkme, a great tasting, guilt-free oat milk that's just like your regular oat milk except without the unnecessary waste. And it couldn't be simpler. Just take a spoon of Milkme oat powder, stir it into a cup of water and smile as you enjoy your delicious oat milk over cereal, in coffee or just on its own. And even better, you don't have to carry all those milk cartons back from the supermarket and store them in your pantry. One large pack of Milkme is equivalent to 8 cartons of regular alternative milks and is 92% lighter. Our product development is underway. Since founding in June, I have developed a prototype and am now working with food scientists and Monash Food Innovation to launch our product through farmers markets early next year. After that, we will then seek funding to scale up our manufacturing. So why do I personally care? Well, my family came to Australia as refugees, and I was taught from an early age to appreciate what you have and to only take what you need. I hate waste, and through Milkme, I want to role model conscious consumption for my daughters. My work experience is 20 years in food and beverage marketing and innovation. I've worked with iconic brands, launched new products, and have run projects that have helped reduce waste. At Milkme, our vision is to be the sustainable alternative in alternative milks. For our customers, we deliver great taste, less waste, and big impact. So if you drink oat milk and want to stop sending cartons to landfill and stop shipping water around the world, or if you're just excited about Milkme and the impact we can make, take out your phones and register for updates on pre-orders, products, and the future opportunity to be a Milkme investor. Once again, I'm Cam, I'm from Milkme, and I look forward to keeping in touch. Thank you.
Whilst we're here today, shining the spotlight on these 11 startups, the Accelerator is only one thing the Generator tends to, which helps support the entrepreneurial Monash community. This year, we've supported hundreds of Monash founders and startups on their own journeys as they navigate the uncertain and sometimes thorny world of startups. during 3 virtual validator programs, a fast-paced startup sprint, a commercialisation deep dive via our Researcher to Innovator program, and 26 entrepreneurship events, we've supported over 2,000 people across the community this year alone to grow, learn and flourish. But we're not done yet. Our newest program, Validator X, will be kicking off in just a couple of weeks. In some cases, we've worked with these founders over multiple programs and over many years, supporting them to grow their ventures and themselves as entrepreneurs from the ground up. It's a privilege to get to work with the founders that come through the Generators programs, through the lows and the highs, which include offering places in the Accelerator.
We'd really love to offer you a place in the program.
Oh, really? Right now?
Right now.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
So I guess I just have one question, and that's, would you like to be a part of our community as part of the Accelerator for this year? We're offering you a place.
What? Oh my God, yes. I was so prepared for another Sharky experience.
Is that just an invitation to we're in?
You're in.
Oh, wow.
Would you like a place on our Accelerator program this year?
Oh, I'd love to. There was a whole lot more I'd love to leverage your expertise on, but if you're offering it right now, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much.
Would you like to accept a place in the program?
Oh my goodness. I'm actually so excited. I'm lost for words.
We'd like to offer you a spot in the program.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
Congrats.
So congrats.
Pitch ready, dialed in, and we've got, you'll see, we've got all our notes on the boards of what we're going to talk about.
The brilliant part about what we get to do at the Generator is that it doesn't matter to us what you're working on, whether it's a project related to the betterment of our health or a new technology to combat climate change. Our programs are designed to support all ideas and projects in the Monash community, which is evident in the cohort you've seen tonight. Now, last but not least, let's hear from our final 2 pitches for tonight.
Imagine this. You're out having a meal with some mates, when all of a sudden you feel your eyes itching, lips tingling, and throat closing over, leaving you gasping for air. You're having a life-threatening anaphylactic reaction. So you reach for your EpiPen, the only thing that will fix you, only to realise you haven't brought it. I don't have to imagine this, because this has been happening to me my whole life. Every day, I slip my phone and wallet into my pockets without even thinking, but then see my EpiPen, and despite knowing the risks, decide not to take it with me because it is just too inconvenient to carry. And I'm not alone. There are 27 million anaphylactic people in the Western world, and up to 17 million of these do not carry their EpiPen regularly. The nature of anaphylaxis is such that a patient will most often not be exposed to their allergen, and so be perfectly fine. Therefore, to get people to carry their adrenaline, the solution needs to be frictionless. And that's what we've done with the AdreCard, an alternative to the EpiPen that is the size and shape of a credit card, so fits inside your wallet, the back of your phone, or on a keyring. It integrates seamlessly into one of these items that everyone already carries with them all the time. Carrying your adrenaline will no longer be a choice or worry. You'll just have it by default. I'm Liam Marnie. I'm a medical student and I've grown up with anaphylaxis, so I know on multiple levels the burden of carrying adrenaline. I grew up with my co-founder Lachlan. He's been building his own gadgets since forever and is now studying product design engineering. Bolstered by the support of Monash, these attributes make us the perfect team to take this on. So why now? Well, the global adrenaline auto-injector market is going to grow to $3.8 billion by 2028, but the market is still dominated by big and expensive pen-shaped devices that have terrible carriage rates, putting many people at risk. These devices are the only option in Australia, but even US alternatives just haven't nailed it. Only the AdreCard integrates seamlessly into the daily lives of patients.
Despite all people with anaphylaxis looking to benefit from the EduCard, it's young men who we're targeting first, for the simple reason that they are the least likely to have anywhere to carry their EpiPen when out and about. Acquiring only 5% of the market in the US would give us an annual revenue of $60 million US, and from here, we'd grow. We're well aware of the long, hard road ahead, but we're already getting it done. We've developed proof of concept prototypes for both our drug delivery mechanism and form, and are currently refining these prototypes and looking to have it fully functional by early next year so we can apply for a provisional patent. Today, we're asking for anyone interested to join our mailing list and to develop relationships with experts in the fields of rapid prototyping, pharmaceuticals, and medtech commercialisation. With the EduCard, we're eliminating the burden of carrying an EpiPen, meaning you'll never be left without your adrenaline again. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alicia, and alongside my co-founder Bree, we are Whirl, boosting the world's mood through food. Because the way the world views food is messing with our mental health. It's rampant with calorie counting and weight loss tactics that's distorting our relationship with food, our minds, and our bodies. These images you see here are just the tip of the $750 billion diet industry iceberg. And I tell you what, we've had enough. And so has a growing global movement pushing back against the societal norms of what it means to be healthy. We are prioritising our mental health now more than ever before. This is why we created Whirl. Using our 20 plus years of experience as accredited practicing dietitians and the scientific links between the gut and the brain, we celebrate the power of food to support people with their mental health. We are disrupting the diet industry, creating an entirely new consumer category called nutritional psychiatry, leaving behind diets focused on weight loss and mental wellbeing apps focused solely on meditation. So how does Whirl work? Well, we onboard our users and get to know their mood around food. Take our user Jess, for example, who feels incredibly guilty around food, particularly when she's binge eating on chocolate on the couch after dinner. So we push notify Jess after dinner to check in on her mood and other inputs to tailor her nutrition intervention, which could include food or education to support the overall nourishment of her gut microbiome, which is scientifically linked with improved feelings of happiness in some folks. Or audio exercises designed to rewire her neural pathways around food. And you read that right. We might offer Jess a chocolate mindful eating meditation to help reduce her binge eating episodes. We then track and reward her positive mood shifts through a gamified experience in the app. But what makes Whirl really stand out is our unique IP in our nutrition algorithm. There are endless eating opportunities throughout the day, so our machine learning will predict our users' behaviours and offer interventions when they need us the most, ultimately creating the world's most comprehensive gut-brain dataset, solidifying Whirl as the leaders of the nutritional psychiatry category. We generate revenue through a B2C subscription service and secondary B2B channels such as schools, workplaces, and healthcare professionals. And we have been rapidly iterating with hundreds of users, seeing early signs of product market fit. We are 4 times more sustainable than other top health apps on the App Store. We improve mental well-being with 71% of our users improving their mood after eating with Whirl. And we already have 4 paying customers in schools with the support of a Vic Health government grant. Our go-to-market is setting us up for epic growth. We're turning on a paywall, implementing community and healthcare professional features, ready to raise again next year to scale into the US. We are the right team to crack this. As dietitians, we are deeply passionate about dismantling diet culture for future generations. And if you or someone you know shares in our vision of boosting the world's mood through food, come download our app on the App Store today. Thank you.
Well, that's a wrap. I warmly thank you all for tuning in and seeing some of the great things that have grown from the ground up here at the Generator. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the incredible Monash Generator team. Helena Fern, Libby Briggs, Amy Grieve and Fiona Lewis for putting this all together and delivering an inspiring suite of programs this year. And also to our champions in Monash Innovation and the wider Monash community. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without them. But the biggest shout out goes to the generous contribution of time, lived experience and guidance of our amazing EIRs who support our founders through their journey, and the many guests that share their wisdom with our community. Your support means that we are able to help these founders and our ability to nurture and grow the ecosystem here at Monash. Finally, to the Accelerator startups here, to the founders you've seen pitch and also the founders in the audience, thank you. Thank you for letting us support your journey. It's inspirational to see how you and your startups have developed over this time. We're enormously proud of you and we can't wait to see what you do next. So, like any good ecosystem, we now require input from you. Great startups grow with the support from a great community. So if you can help with any of their asks from tonight, just get in touch. You can do this by heading to our website, where you'll be able to rewatch the pitches and find out a little bit more about each team. And thank you for tuning in tonight and getting involved. You are a big part of the entrepreneurial ecosystem here at Monash, and we love that you've been a part of tonight. And we hope to see you again soon.